Welcome to the Gravel Grinding Boys bikepacking the Kettle Valley Rail Trail in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. From Midway to Hope by way of Penticton and Princeton, British Columbia, Canada. Good morning from day 4. This video is going to be part 1 of 2. We decided to present day 4 as a 2-part due to, well, you'll figure out the reason soon enough. Day 1 was full of anticipation. Day 2 was exciting. Day 3 was when the Kettle Valley Rail Trail really showed off her beauty. Day 4 is when the other side of adventure begins. Days 4, 5, and 6 really tested our limits and drew us into the real backcountry of British Columbia. But for now, starting off on day 4, the first thing we found ourselves was stuck on the Okanagan Highway. This was no joke. The Okanagan Connector, Highway 97C near Penticton, the speed limit is generally about 100 kilometers per hour, 62 miles per hour, or 110 kilometers per hour, 68 miles per hour. And the shoulder, well, it's minimal. Stick with us here. Let us explain how this all worked out. And it did all work out, but not like we'd planned. First, our goal today is to make it up to one of 4 lakes and recreation sites for camping. Thirsk Lake with a K and the Thirsk Lake Recreation Site. Osprey Lake and Link Lake and the Osprey Lake North and Link Lake Recreation Sites. Or, if we struck out there, we'd push on to our contingency, Chain Lake and the Chain Lake Recreation Site. We needed to keep in mind and remember that if we struck out at the Thirsk Lake Recreation Site and moved on to the Osprey Lake North Recreation Site, that would be on the north shore of Osprey Lake, and the trail follows the south shore. Link Lake Recreation Site is about a half a click off the trail to the south. There. Half a click. I like saying that. Unlike the Hydraulic Lake Campground we stayed at the end of day 2, we were not just gonna ride upon these possible camping sites. We had to watch ourselves and make sure we just didn't ride past them. Same way with the Chain Lake Recreation Site. Though both the Chain Lake Recreation Site and the Kettle Valley Rail Trail are northwest of Chain Lake, the trail just does not lead into the recreation site. Trail fatigue, weather, or even just the joy of the ride would all be a distraction, and that's for sure.
We're going to stop and see why it's directed us to that highway. Maybe that's the only way, or maybe it's just the quickest way, I don't know. The only way that we can find, there's a mountain in the way, otherwise
all the mapping and planning we did prior to our August 2024 trip led us to this Okanagan Highway detour. As of April 2025, it's my understanding that the trail out of Penticton is open. I question myself now as to this highway ride just being an error in my planning. The red is the route we followed, and, as of April 2025, the blue is the direction of the Kettle Valley Rail Trail. If you attempt to follow the direction in blue and find the trail closed, then you'll need to take the Okanagan Highway. We'll ride this trail again in the summer of 2025, considering best laid plans, and I'm determined to see if this area is open and to ride it. Regardless, we're riding this highway all the way to Trout Creek and just south of Summerland. The mapping and cycling app we used is called Komoot.
Okay, this is the only way across the river. Yeah. That's the only bridge.
But I've started using Ride with GPS more these days. If you use cycling mapping tracking apps, you know how troublesome they are. Sometimes they lie and tell you to go one way, only to be met with real-world impassable trail.
Take the trail on the right. Hello? Turn. I hate that. This is going to be some climbing, but we got to go through town first to get out from town.
We're still on the road then.
We got to go that way. No, it's going to be on the road. We gotta go across the street.
We gotta go to this light.
Yeah, light.
Let's use the crosswalk.
Yeah.
We traveled about 10.5 kilometers or 6.5 miles along the Okanagan Highway to a left turn onto Johnson Street and headed in the direction of the Kettle Valley Rail Trail. And like many good things that come from difficult things, we found the most amazing place to stop in the shade of apple trees and get our Hobbit breakfast. That's right, our second breakfast. Summerlin Heritage Cider Company. Such a lovely place to stop for a quick break. We picked up a nice coffee and a bagel. This little coffee shop is less than a kilometer from the highway.
It's scary. They're like, the way those cars just like whoosh by. It's not even just move by, but they like, you can just feel the momentum.
Leaving Summerlin Heritage Cider Company is when the climbs begin. It's been pretty flat up and until now. The coffee, bagel, and company at Summerlin Heritage Cider Company definitely was a good way to feel better about our Okanagan Highway detour.
All right, we're coffeeed up, heading out. Gonna be climbing most of the day.
But also, what a great way to see vineyards and orchards in the Summerlin area. And this route we ended up on is one of many of Summerlin's hiking and biking trails. Ride hard, smile often. Cyclists in the Penticton and Summerlin area may get this ride hard, smile often reference. This route we found ourselves on is part of the Prospera Gran Fondo Axel Merckx Okanagan route. The Okanagan Gran Fondo is a mass cycling event and ranks as one of North America's premier cycling events and attracts recreational, elite, and pro cyclists for an epic weekend of road cycling in the heart of British Columbia's Okanagan wine country. We are on a small section of the Summerlin section of that trail, and also one of the most challenging sections of that trail. The Ride with GPS map here describes the route we are following in reverse. If you're riding the Kettle Valley Rail Trail out of Penticton, you will ride all the way to a detour on Canyon View Road. Canyon View Road will take you to Hilburn Street, and this is where the path we took and the path we should have taken will unite. From Hilburn Street is where the directions will pertain to more of what you're looking for. That is, unless you like highway riding and feeling the breeze of passing motorists. Most were very conscientious and appear to be the local morning commuters.
Huh? Hang on, let me look. I think we gotta keep right
Look how
there.
high we climbed. We were right down near that lake today.
You know,
I think that's the climb that was on there.
I hope so.
This ain't rail grade none.
Get this climb over with.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're gonna get our whole climb in right off the bat. That'd be nice. A little reprieve here. Woo! That was hard. Hang on. Keep going. No, turn here. Turn here. Yeah, you got it.
Stay on Victoria Road South until you get to the West Summerlin Station. You can't miss it.
Okay, I'm gonna get over. Dang, we're gonna go up here and get a breather.
If you're enjoying this video, consider a thumbs up. clicking on that subscribe button, and giving a little ring on that bike bell.
Morning.
From the West Summerlin station, we took a left onto Simpson Road. We climbed up Simpson Road and then slid right to Fife Road.
We're about to hit the trail again. We had to stop for a breather. Some of these climbs, they're no joke. I tell you what, these are definitely not rail grade. Well, you scratched off. I made a wrong turn that time. I don't think he's going the right way. Could be wrong. He turned off this road. He was right. I was wrong.
We're about to get back on the trail. This is very good news. The map and its legend helps me understand better as to the direction my mapping app gave me. Note the dots on the highway trail route, and then the dashes that identify the other trail. Either way you go, this is the spot you'll end up at to get back on the trail. This is the Fenwick Trailhead. For reference, we are at about 19 kilometers into today's ride, or about 12 miles. From the highway's elevation, we've climbed about 250 meters, or about 820 feet.
Okay, we're here. We've come from Penticton, started here, climbed up here. The worst part of it is right here. Right now, up to this point, that's the worst part. A lot of climbing, highway traffic. Now we're about to hit the trail again, and we're going to cruise through this way, all the way to Osprey Lake, and that's where we're going to stay tonight.
We'll eventually reach the highest point of about 1,100 meters, or 3,600 feet in elevation, around 68 kilometers, or 42 miles into today's ride. Basically, we'll climb another 500 meters, or 1,640 feet, over the next 50 kilometers to 31 miles. The highest point of today will be at Osprey Lake. The highest point on the whole Kettle Valley Rail Trail is 1,274 meters, or 4,179 feet.
Back on the trail. More climbing. gracious. Whew, tell you what.
Leaving Fenwick Trailhead, the trail takes on more elevation with a few short 7s and 8%, but will eventually return to rail grade with some nice 0 to 3% all the way to Osprey Lake.
He's so far ahead of me, full of energy. I see him. He's letting me catch up. He's letting me feel good about myself. What?
I'm in Spain.
Spain, yeah.
It's dry, but it's still got the greenery a little bit with the trees. I think it's got vineyards.
Kind of like Spain, yeah. It's right here.
It's a good trail.
So we found some level ground. Looks like we're coasting along this hill. Some pretty nice track. Kind of get a perspective of where we've been. Let me get over here to the edge. Now, I don't know if you can see those mountains through those trees. If you can see the mountains beyond the boughs of those trees, that gray kind of foggy looking hill, that's where we were yesterday coming down to town. Okay, stop here.
Oh, that's cool. It's like a map of what we've done. Except there's like big holes in it. Oh no.
We have come upon Bathville Road and a bit of a detour. Turn right here on Bathville Road and head across the train tracks. These are the same tracks we crossed back at West Summerlin Station. We didn't know this at the time and missed this altogether when we were there. These rail tracks are active rail and used by the Prairie Valley Station that we were passing there on our left. Here's where we were just at the trail map, or, like I've come to call them, the trail kiosk. I don't have much video of this station and am presenting from Google Maps. This is the Kettle Valley Steam Railway. Built in the early 1900s, this restored steam train passes through about 16 kilometers or 10 miles of vistas, vineyards, and lake views. I would have loved to take a quick trip on this train. Google identifies this bit of active rail as the Kettle Valley Rail Trail. Komoot and Ride with GPS do not agree with Google. However, and more than likely, the active trail here is the original rail bed for the Kettle Valley Railroad, and the track we've been on has been a detour designated as the Kettle Valley Rail Trail and part of the Trans-Canada Trail. Stay on Bathville Road for about 160 meters or 1/10 of a mile, and then turn left to get back on the trail.
There it is. Spot. It's a nice spot. Yeah. I don't know if there's a road up there. horse. Let him pass. No rush. You're good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Oh yes.
Beautiful out, eh?
That's a beautiful animal.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's pretty good about the bikes, but it's always safer for
Still,
all of us.
yeah.
You guys look like you're on a serious journey.
Yeah, heading to Hope.
Oh, Hope.
Yeah.
How do you, oh, so then you go up through Princeton and
Yeah, we'll go through Princeton and then down to Hope.
you're going the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you going to stay tonight?
Stay up at Osprey Lake.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
that's what they
another
say.
bike. I better get
Yeah.
another.
You're good.
That'll be nice.
See ya.
Have a fun trip.
Yes, ma'am. Wait a minute. Yeah, they're country folk.
Or just like Canada bikes.
Oh yeah. Well, like that's why one of the reasons I did well in Karma and Homedale.
Yeah.
They were my people.
Oh yeah.
They wanted to be away from other people, but at the same time they needed other people.
Yeah.
My quads are lit up. If we were on a long journey, we'd hold off a couple of days. Let our bodies recover.
You want to kind of get back over that overback. Catch up to us when you have to.
He won't catch up to us now.
Well, he was.
Well, he did because we stopped.
That was a really cute horse.
That was a pretty horse.
Remember that cyclist that was trailing us that lady on the horse saw coming up behind us?
Oh, where are you going to stay tonight?
Stay up at Osprey Lake.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
that's what they
another
say.
bike. I better get another.
Yeah. You're good.
That'll be nice.
See ya.
Have a fun.
He finally caught up with us at the Falder Trailhead. I wish I would have gotten more of our conversation recorded. He was a gentleman in the latter parts of his 8th decade and doing, well, heck y'all, the man is cycling the Kettle Valley Rail Trail on a me bike with a loaded backpack.
It'll show you where you are and where you're going.
I love it.
And you're going to camp at Osprey, I think, are
We
you?
will, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You'll love it up there. It shouldn't be busy because it's not a weekend.
I know that's what we try to plan.
Yeah, it gets busy on the weekends. We just finished a long weekend here. It was BC Day. It was a Monday holiday. So.
Oh, really? But
yeah. Canadians are big for holidays. We have a holiday every month, right?
I know.
You name it, we got a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just finished BC Day last Monday.
We should have lots of holidays.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, especially this province because I lived in Alberta for years.
Yeah.
This is very laid back here.
Yeah, good.
British Columbia is very, very laid back.
Yeah. That's one thing. When we moved to Alaska, we went through British Columbia.
Right.
And then we got up to the Yukon.
Yeah.
Is it Yukon or the Yukon?
Just Yukon, I
That's
guess.
what I. That's what. Yeah.
Well,
And then,
the Yukon. Although I think on a map it probably just says Yukon.
Yukon, yeah.
It's not a province. It's a territory.
Territory, yeah.
Yeah.
So when we got up back to crossing into Alaska, we got there. Of course, the first sign we saw had bullet holes in it. I said, "Now we back in the United States. We back in the U.S.
We're back in the.
Yeah.
Although, we won't go there.
I know. I've seen a few.
Oh, there are. Well,
Yeah.
see, this is we laugh. Well, maybe you're not old enough. Are you old enough to remember Deliverance, the movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, this is Deliverance country.
Oh, I thought it was down south, like in Louisiana.
Well, that too. But this is our Deliverance.
Oh,
country.
yeah.
Right where we are right now.
Yeah.
Is Deliverance country.
That's what I tell people. I said, don't worry.
It's true.
Don't worry till the banjos start playing. Yeah.
Yeah. We.
Hey.
Well, those of us that live in town, Summerland is Summerland is a high-end community. It's a bedroom community
Right.
for Kelowna. It's a wealthy community.
Yeah.
But you come out here, and it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
It's more laid back, and it's banjo country. The Lake Pend Oreille?
Lake Pend Oreille?
Pend Oreille, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
No, you're perfect.
Is that
Pend Oreille.
right? Well, that's gorgeous there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is, yes. And Coeur d'Alene is nearby.
It is. It's south of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember that part of the country
Yeah.
when, a few years ago, traveling down that beautiful, beautiful lake.
Right.
So you live in paradise as well.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
I think so.
We can barely afford it, but we just
Oh.
deal with it.
Don't complain.
I know.
Try to live here in BC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very expensive
Yeah.
compared to where I'm from.
Right.
Very expensive.
Very expensive. Yeah.
But we pay for it, right?
Yeah. What I say. It's admission to the party.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You're gonna have to pay
Pretty
more
much.
for a good party.
That.
Yeah.
But when you're here, who cares?
That's what it's about right there.
Who cares?
That's what
guys?
it's about.
Who
Yeah.
cares, right?
Yeah.
You're out in Mother Nature. There's no forest fires. There's no smoke.
I know it's been great because that's
Yeah.
one thing I worry about in August is smoke.
Yes, and this year's good
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
Last 2 years has been really nasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right,
so-
guys. Pleasure.
Yeah,
Do
well-
ride safely.
We'll do
Watch
it.
for bears.
That's
Not
what we'll
that
do.
you'll- Not that you'll see any, and enjoy Osprey Lake. Yeah, that's all I'll say about
All
it.
right. Well, good. That's what I'm looking forward to.
All right,
I
gentlemen.
appreciate you.
Nice meeting
We'll see
you.
you. Yes, sir. of single trackish. Okay, river crossing. Okay, let's see how we're going to do this. So I think we're going to take this bridge across. I don't feel like getting my feet wet. What a nice spot. I can get my bearings.
Yeah, watch out, there's that chunk out of it. I think that's supposed to be a step.
Yeah, probably. Okay, this is going to be more difficult than it looks.
Yeah, I know.
And don't walk on the outer part of the boards. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's ridden that. Cool. I tell you what, all the time we spent in the saddle, my butt has not hurting.
Mine isn't either.
Yeah, because in my Washington trip, my butt was lit up after the second day. I was going to die.
You didn't have that saddle, did you?
I didn't have this saddle.
No, I feel perfectly fine.
Yeah. Perfect. Crump Station.
What?
Crump Station.
If you take a right here before the Crump Trail kiosk, you'll be on the Crump Trails, and that will take you to a primitive camping spot called Crump Recreation Site. You'll need to pack in your own water. I'm speaking on behalf of research. We did not venture into Crump Recreation Site. This is FYI to begin your own research. About 3¼ miles or 5 kilometers past Crump Station Site, you'll reach a bridge to cross Trout Creek. Beyond this bridge is Trout Creek Crossing Recreation Site.
We've already gone a little far today, at least 20, surely.
By now?
Maybe 17.
Something like that.
16.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it always ends up being where we stop right before something.
Okay, you go ahead because I don't want to get too close. Oh, I guess, okay. You're good. Yeah, well, I don't want to fall off that cliff or lose some momentum. What'd you find? What'd you find? Look at that. It's pretty spooky. Think a bear lives in that? Very neat. Long since collapsed. A wood holding back rock. Tell you what. Look at this. It doesn't go very far, but I'm not going up in there. I don't know. Let's see. Right around the corner. No, it's long since collapsed. Ain't nothing up in here. But it's so neat. I'm gonna let him come take a peek. All right, that was very cool. maybe no, we're right. I'm videoing. I don't want to go down there again. Oh, knucklehead boy. Yeah.
Facing left of those, we can go further left. We tried to go down during the winter, it was too snow, but then we came back later.
I'm gonna stop.
Stop?
It was right around here in our day when the sky started looking iffy. Beautiful, but iffy. Yeah, iffy.
I'm gonna go up the hill and see
Oh, there's a fence.
that log cabin. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the fence. Well, the wind is coming at us, so I don't think that cloud's coming at us. I think it's doing the rain over there. A little bit of rain would be nice today. Now we're ready. What's that?
You know right about that little thing we just passed through?
Yeah.
I bet that used to be a tunnel because there's tons of rubble and like wooden planks.
It could have been a tunnel at one point.
There's a tunnel that flats.
Yeah. Okay, we're coming up to a road. Looks like the trail, I guess, if you want to call it that. Hey. Still getting some thunder. Okay, we're going to check the map. We're coming up on Osprey Lake Summit. There's a campground there. And we may push on to Chain Lake West Recreation Site Campground. That's about 4 miles or 5 miles farther down. What we're going to do is we're going to see if there's any water and things like that at the Osprey Lake Summit. And if so, we're going to fill everything up. I don't care if it's a water hose. There may be some more stuff at Chain Lake West Recreation Site, but we're going to see what we can find first. And if we just need to dump everything and get fresh water, that's fine too. I don't suspect we're going to find a store. So we're going to have to drink whatever it comes available, whenever it comes available. We got food. We got tea that's not iced. And we got a couple of beers. So I think we'll be fine. So we're going to push on. We're going to come up on a lake now, and then we're going to keep pushing all the way on to at least to Osprey Lake Summit. But we're going to come up to this lake first. And I can't remember the name of this lake. What was it called? We'll figure it out.
Sure, no.
The first lake is Thirsk Lake. Right at Thirsk Lake, the trail intersects with Princeton Summerlin Road and just for a short distance. The lakes, as I will refer to them, include Thirsk Lake with a K, Osprey Lake, Link Lake, Secret Lake, and Chain Lake. We were running short of water. Our food supply was adequate, but our water was getting low. We didn't have enough water for the next day. We had enough water to get to Osprey Lake. Based on our experience at Hydraulic Lake at the end of day 2 and not finding any potable water sources, we started keeping our eyes peeled for all possible water sources.
Just to give you guys a little bit of behind the scenes, there's a lot of turns and things we're having to figure out the old-fashioned way. And so a lot of times you'll see Travis further down the way than me. We're going to get back on the trail here. What'd you find?
Cool rocks.
Let me see.
Everywhere, look at them. Oop, there's a bunch of them.
They are nice. You want to pack these rocks with you?
Maybe just a couple.
All right.
I like memory rocks, it's the best. All right.
Do you hear that thunder? All right. Bear run through this thing. I'm gonna go over there and see if we can find his tracks. He wasn't too big, young one, maybe a year, 2 years, hopefully 2 years. A year would put him at having his mama nearby. I'm looking for his track. He ran across right through here, didn't he? It was a brown bear. Where'd he run through? And unless he leaped across.
Yeah, he was pretty speedy.
Oh, he took off like lickety split. Hang on, let's see if we can find him.
Probably found one of his berries, I
I don't see his tracks.
guess. No, he was further back. He already passed through
These bears come across the road fast. There's no time to hit the record button.
Found another one.
We found another railroad spike at
Behind
least.
us.
What?
He's still up in there, I hear him.
You still hear him up in there?
Yeah, I hear him rustling.
Well, hopefully he stays up in there rustling. You don't see him, do you?
No. I mean, there's a tree in my way, but...
Yeah, he's up in there cowering a little bit, waiting, wondering. Let's go so he don't change his mind. Yeah, bear! That would have been a golden shot. See that bear run across the road like that? And look back once in a while. Huh?
A bear every day, 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
So I checked behind us. I don't like that feeling.
Yeah, I don't want him creeping up on behind us. And we've seen a bear 3 days in a row. 3 bears, 3 days in a row. Beautiful little flowers. wonder if there's anything that way.
Huh?
I wonder if there's anything that way.
Maybe a ridge.
We came upon Osprey Lake. This is the intersection before the lake and the last one to take to get to the Osprey Lake North Recreation Site. Truth be told, we started making errors here. First, we should have gone for at least a look-see at Osprey Lake North Recreation Site. However, we decided to push on to Chain Lake West Recreation Site and make a full day of riding to better ensure more time on the next few days. There are more unknowns in front of us compared to the unknowns out of Midway. And I'm not just talking about unknowns because we've not ridden it yet. There's a good bit of information about the Kettle Valley Rail Trail from Midway to Penticton. There's a fair amount of resources to plan from when considering the trail from Penticton to Princeton. We were almost in the dark about what to face from Princeton to Hope. So we figured we'd just push to Chain Lake and stay the night there. By this point, we'd ridden about 65 kilometers, or about 40 miles. It was only another 8 kilometers, or 5 miles, to Chain Lake West Recreation Site. Thus far, today has been a good day. Our elevation gain has been about 750 meters, or about 2,450 feet. The next 5 miles were a bit of a downhill. We felt that pushing these next 5 miles would put us in a much better spot for later days, just in case we only had 5 more miles to ride, but in the dark after facing a day full of challenges.
I'm gonna get a picture. Raindrops. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to continue on past the lake, take the highway back to the recreation site and see what we can find, because we need some water. He's about out, and I could always use some water just to top off. Here we go. Something. What is it? Is it a horse? Right at it. Yeah, I think that's a cow elk. She doesn't smell us. She's looking right at it. Yeah, just wait. We'll get close enough, but not too close. No, that's an elk with a calf. There's those deer. Yeah, deer. It's so big with that. Huh? Deer? Yeah, it was deer. It was so big with this little fawn behind it.
We really needed water. I had a strong feeling that the next day we'd find none. We started searching for stores with the remote hope that we'd find something out here. And there it was, Trailside Cabin Rentals. This business is not really a store, but they have a lobby-like area with some water and treats. We decided to pedal in and to see what was what, and I'm so glad we did.
These are cabins. I want the store.
These folks were genuine and very friendly. We purchased a few snacks, and the owners let us fill up our water bladders with the water from the water hose. Fortunately, they pulled their water from a well. There was a boil advisory in this area after a flood jeopardized the community water source.
Very cool place, Travis. Okay, we're all wet.
Yeah.
Got into a rainstorm. You ready? We got it. You see, Travis?
Yeah.
That just worked out.
Yeah. Cold though.
Yeah, now I'm cold. So we're loaded up on water. We got some snacks, and we got enough to make it through tomorrow. I know that.
The owners tucked us in very well and set us loose to head toward Chain Lake and the Chain Lake West Recreation Site. She made a suggestion. She suggested we stick to the Princeton-Summerlin Road all the way to the recreation site, but we came to ride this trail. So that's what we did. We stuck to the trail. We had full bladders of water, and we were prepared for the next day. Now it was time to find the recreation site and set up our tents before the rains really started down on us.
All right, you ready? Go slow up. Let gravity just take you up, and then let off the pedal, and then downshift, and then slowly start to pedal back into gear. You follow what I said? Once you get up to a point where you realize I'm not going to be able to make it, let off your pedal. Don't try harder. Let off your pedal, downshift real quick, push it hard, and then slowly get into gear, and then start pedaling. You'll learn. I'm gonna take the turn. You can go straight. I don't know why this is. I'm following the other tracks. They went this way. Yeah, I think we're gonna get some sunshine tonight, and then get hot. I like my sleeping bag. I like that insert too.
My sleep system is a bit more cush than most are willing to pack. Me, I do like that little bit of cush at the end of the day, and any regret for having packed so much melts away with a good night's sleep. I use Sea to Summit's Ascent Down sleeping bag with the Sea to Summit Reactor Fleece Mummy insert. My mat is the Sea to Summit Camp Plus self-inflating sleeping pad. This pad is really considered a car camping pad, and truth be told, it's a gigantic space hog. For me, the comfort of sleeping on it outweighs the discomfort of packing it. I like the Sea to Summit Aeros Down Pillow Deluxe, and it folds down rather small. But this year, 2025, I'm planning to try out the Sea to Summit Foam Core Pillow. It too is a space hog, but we'll see how it goes. And for good ergonomics while I sleep, I picked up a couple of these Hike and Tune camping pillows from Amazon. They're much less expensive, and they keep good body alignment during sleep. Hey, if I were for sale on eBay, you'd likely find my 55-year-old body in the vintage section. Just saying. To inflate everything, I use Sea to Summit's Airstream pump sack, but did pick up a Flextail Max Pump 3 that I'll likely try out this summer of 2025.
It's starting to dry out a little bit. It's not too bad.
So, we pedaled and kept our eye out for the lake. A lake seems to be a pretty good landmark to go by. After trailside cabin rentals, our trail started on the downhill toward Princeton and what we planned to enjoy all day tomorrow. So we pedaled, and well, shoot, y'all, we kept on pedaling, and we pedaled right past the Chain Lake recreation site.
Feel it.
Where's the lake, Travis?
Huh?
I never saw the lake. Where is it at? What lake is this?
Osprey, I thought. That's Chain Lake right there.
Oh my gracious. Have we blew past it? We blew past it.
Well, there's something up here. We're gonna have to wild camp.
I mean, we just...
I don't want to go up that.
Okay, there's a parking spot up here.
For what?
Hey, come, how did we miss a lake?
I don't know, those trees.
We should have stayed on the road like she said.
No.
We couldn't see it because of the trees and the lake was down low. I mean, it's not that far back.
But how are we gonna get down?
Look how close Princeton is.
How close? We could do it.
It's
We can
5
make it. How
o'clock.
many miles?
We don't have reservations, so we might have to just camp outside.
I'm sure there's some, I mean, it's Tuesday. I'm sure there's a place with openings.
Here's where we're at right now. To get a perspective, here's how far from Chain Lake we've gone. Blame it on the trees, the rain, or the enjoyment of an evening downhill ride, but we'd ridden 4 to 7 kilometers or 3 to 4 miles past the turn to Chain Lake West recreation site. Do we turn around? Do we ride farther and find a spot to wild camp?
So it dawned on us that we make it about a 4-minute mile. In 20 minutes, we should have been at the lake in the campground. We totally blew past where we planned to camp tonight. We're not turning around. We're going to go find out what's ahead of us, and we're going to see how it works out.
Thank you for watching Bikepacking the Kettle Valley Rail Trail in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. From Midway to Hope by way of Penticton and Princeton, British Columbia, Canada. Day 4, Part 1. If you've enjoyed this video, consider giving us a thumbs up, clicking on that subscribe button, and giving a bit of a bing on that bike bell.